Hi, hello, howdy, and welcome back to Doki Literature Club Plus, where it is time to write a poem for my beloved and to, uh, pretend that everything is still normal and fine, and it's just me and my beloved, that's all that matters. Alright, let's go. Hi again, Addie. Glad to see you didn't run away on us, haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Is your face okay, my beloved? You, get like an ouchie on your face or something? You doing alright? Thanks for keeping your promise, Addie. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. It seems everybody's having a little bit of a moment. I see everybody's having a little bit of a rough time.
Oh, come on, like she deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
No. Monica, I kinda can't read that. You're kinda in the way. Monica? Monica, sweetheart, do you mind? You're in the way. I can't read. Thank you. Thank you. Jeez. People these days, they're just so inconsiderate. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. We've read most of this already. We know how this goes. I'm sorry, Addie. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. Is it just me? Or is Yuri's sprite bigger than it was before? Like, is that just me? It's like annoying me that like I can't see the top of her head. I could have swore before we could see the top of her head. But now her sprite's like fucking massive. And she takes up like the whole screen. So it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. Ugh. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Is the background also tilted funny? Sorry I keep commenting, but like, it feels really weird to look at this. It just really feels off. Like Yuri's sprite is too big and the background feels like it's like tilted. It's like on an angle. So it's like this unsettling thing to look at where it's like I kind of want to tilt my head almost because it feels like everything's like on a slant. It's really weird. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? It's the power of your beloved. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Oh! It was tilted. Oh my, it actually was. It actually was zoomed in and tilted. I wasn't losing my mind. Man, talk about the subtle details to really make you feel like everything's off. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Oh, now you're normal. Now your sprite is normal and you're not making the room tilt. Interesting. Also, sorry if I skip through some text. It's just we've seen some of this before. So I might like hurry past certain parts. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book that you gave me, right? What is going on with her eye? It's... Yuri, my beloved, your eye. Your peeper. Why is it not on your face? Is this supposed to be scary? Because this is actually, like, funny to me. I don't know if this is supposed to be unsettling, but I'm finding this fucking hilarious. Look at it go. Look at her paper go. I almost want to sit here and see how far it gets. Like, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. Ah, it's back. I really don't know if that was supposed to unsettle me, but I just found that fucking hilarious. So she, her eyes are a little far. Oh. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean... I just happened to buy 2 of them. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear it. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about, anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Yep, lots happening with peepers when it comes to you, Yuri. It's because my beloved always wants to be looking at me. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to.
Yeah, that's not what you told me this book was about, previously.
Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not cutting off people's limbs. I'd never be into that.
That's kind of... It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was gonna be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere.
Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Addie?
No, it's not bad. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so, don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyway.
That's a hot take, my beloved.
Then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I?
Wait. Yeah, that's all she said. Then suddenly...
I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. No, I think she should. Beloved, that was a lot. That was a bit of an outburst from you, beloved. I haven't lost interest or anything. Yeah, just keep rambling about, your, cynicism and your hatred for the world and yourself. Just keep going, my beloved. I could listen to you all day.
I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts,
My whole body gets incredibly... Oh, that one isn't in the history. Well, something about her body.
I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. Are you sure about that? Our beloved seems to have a bit of a problem. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
Yes.
Beloved, are you okay? Are you okay, honey? Sweetie?
I mean, you don't have to, but
Okay, we're just not gonna talk about that. Okay. She just gets really excited, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. My beloved, she just gets real excited about literature. Don't worry. Nothing to worry about. Nothing bad is happening here. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's.
yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over.
It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling of something. They're not showing up in the history anymore. I caught bathing in the feeling of something. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Ah, yeah, time for that lovely waifu scene again. Yeah, it's difficult to turn the page. Here we go, the beautiful waifu scene. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm to the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry, I think I got a bit distracted. By you being beautiful. My beautiful beloved. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? Oh, her sweet little smile. I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Hey Yuri? This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you, a little bit. Huh? Did she make that face the last time? This is absolute face of No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Ah! That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Like the murder thing? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Huh? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hands on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Addie? Did something happen just now? Oh, thank God you're not in front of the text box this time. Huh? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say that I do. Are you worried about her? Oh no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Huh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri?
Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we get started without her. Is that okay?
Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Hey, Natsuki, you want to read this?
Addie, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home.
What? Harsh.
What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put an effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about?
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Fair enough. Well, each to their own, I guess.
Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid.
Yeah, this one we already read. About, people can try. Secretly very deep.
Yeah. I told you you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard, like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. I decide to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Well, here you go, Monica.
Hi, Addie. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Addie. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Addie. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people.
She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little too strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Huh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. She just gives off such, like, Mean Girls vibes. Of, like, she talks shit about Yuri, and then the moment she comes in the door, it's like, oh my god, hi. Oh my god, we were all just waiting for you. Like, I'm so happy that you're here. Such Mean Girl vibes. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Oh, this is different. We read Hole in the Wall previously, but the words are different. Alright. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings. But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper, the sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears? The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So we're your escape. Yeah, this is very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Man, the main character's so dumb. Main character's so dumb. Your mom's sitting here like, it's all making sense! Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. Was I powerful, guys? I don't think I was, but... What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Yep. Talking about getting stuff out in the paper. Go with the flow. Thanks for the writing tip. Hi Yuri, you want to read my poem? I wrote it for you. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
That's... I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have?
None. We have no writing experience.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
yeah, okay. This is the reason.
It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers.
And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them.
Yup. We've already read all this. She's like, hey, you're actually dumb. Your writing is actually bad. She's a bit of an expert.
I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback.
Well, you should tell Natsuki about that, because I didn't get anything valuable. Yeah, she's very biased. Natsuki is very biased. Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
No, be a mean girl. Monica shit-talked you for 5 whole minutes while you were in the bathroom or something. Go on, shit-talk Natsuki. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Yeah, no, we read this one. Ghost under the light. Yeah, the light flickers, I flicker back.
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
That's because I'm illiterate. I'm just illiterate. Don't worry about it.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all. I'm
really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Addie.
Really? Must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort and able to let go of the past. And soon, to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn. Hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
Huh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
Ah, you know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Addie.
Ah, me too. Phew! Guess that's everyone. Glance around the room.
That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Man, the music is real fucked. Somebody does not know how to... What is this, like flute? Somebody is real bad at playing the flute. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Huh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is... cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant... the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Huh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
Huh. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it. And Addie did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Addie liked my poem too, you know. She even told me she was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Addie appreciates my advice more than she appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know she didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Ugh. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Addie started showing up.
Natsuki!
Natsuki? That's a little...
This doesn't involve you. Get out of here, Monica. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Oh god. I don't like this.
Me? Look who's talking. You wanna be edgy, bitch?
Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know.
If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Whoa, be careful or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri.
Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? What? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Addie hear everything you really think.
I'm sure she'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing there. Abby, she's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. Oh, God. I don't know what any of that just said. But I'm picking Yuri because holy shit, Natsuki. That is not something you throw in somebody's face. Yuri! Yuri! Oh god, I don't want to stop getting so close to me! Stop! Back up! Personal distance! You are not social distancing, Monica. Get away from me. Back up. This doesn't concern you. This doesn't concern you. Why are you in front of the text box? Stop it. Hey, Addie? Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? Can we just talk about what just happened? That was a lot. Whoa. I didn't expect Natsuki to say what she said. And honestly, that's why I wanted to pick Yuri. Because, oof. Oof. You don't bring that up when you argue with people. I'm sorry, Natsuki. That was fucked up. That was real fucked. Hi, Monica. Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. You sure? I feel like they're gonna kill each other if we just leave them in there. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if it makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Oh, she's crying. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I mean... I mean... Natsuki said some fucked up shit. Yuri saying fucked up shit back isn't particularly shocking. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it! I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Did you threaten her with your fancy knife? Addie? Please don't hate me. Please? I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so Please let me take that responsibility today. I don't like how fucking dead silent it is. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I just...
Yuri, blink twice if Monica is holding you hostage.
I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Addie. It would just be embarrassing with you listening.
I guess I don't really have a choice, do I?
I'm sorry for causing trouble.
But Oh! Monica's just gonna say, fuck it. On to day 2. Or no, this is day 3. Well, that escalated quickly. I'm gonna leave this episode here. I am terrified to see, how twisted up tomorrow's gonna be. Gotta keep trying to bond with Yuri, even though Lord only knows what the hell she said to Natsuki to make her cry, but then again, Natsuki went to places you don't go when you're having an argument. I don't know.